Okay, welcome everyone. You should have joined the Organization for Tropical Studies Trop Talk webinar series. This week's topic is tropical diseases, environmental change, and human health in Costa Rica. This is a semester study abroad program based obviously in Costa Rica with the Organization for Tropical Studies. Tonight we are joined by Jessica Arias, which is our academic coordinator for the Tropical Diseases Program. She's been with the program for several years now, so has a lot of experience, has a lot of great stories to tell. And if you join us in this program, she is going to be a major part of you and the other students that are involved throughout this program, throughout this semester. So before we get started, I do want to go over a couple ground rules. So at the end, there will be an opportunity for students to ask questions. And in order to do so, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you should see three dots. If you take your cursor over those dots, it should say More Menu. You click on that, it'll give you an option, a drop-down menu, to raise your flag. At the end, if you do have a question, you go ahead and do that. Click Raise Your Flag. I will unmute you, and you'll have an opportunity to ask your question to Jessica. Again, this is the Trop Talk for Tropical Diseases, Environmental Change, and Human Health in Costa Rica. Jessica, I am going to go ahead and pass it on over to you. Take it away.
Okay, thank you, Brooks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tropical Diseases, Environmental Change, and Human Health talk that we're having tonight. And the idea of this is to just share with you some of our experience and some of the activities that we do here. As Brooke said at the end, if you have questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer the question because I've been here for almost 7 years, so I have pretty good idea of how this program works. So let's start showing you guys where do we usually go and what do we do here in the program. Right now, we have a group of 14 students that are here in the field in La Selva Biological Station. So if you see in the map, basically we do visit the three different OTS research stations. Palo Verde Biological Research Station, that is located in the northeast of the country. There is a beautiful ecosystem. Basically, it's inside of a national park, and there are like almost 9,000 hectares of wetlands and marshes, like around 15 different habitats, including dry forests in various stages of succession. It's a migratory wetland route as well. So it's a really good place to start because we will see there all the environmental change basics of the program by exploring kind of the links and effects of the environmental change in the human health. So basically, we will be involved in different human activities like sugar canes, rice plantation, and things like that. And the link with those activities into the human health, but not only in the human health, but also in the environment, in the environmental health as well. And there in Palo Verde, I have seen the most beautiful sunset in my life. So if you like photograph besides all the tropical forex experience, that's an awesome place to be. Sunsets there are just beautiful, and through the different stations we are always inviting faculties to support us with their expertise in different areas. So we will definitely bring people to Palo Verde to talk us about the different ecosystems there and to learn a lot from them as well. So if you move to the north of the country, you will see that we have La Selva Biological Station, where we are right now. The course is right now in there. It's considered one of, if not the most productive tropical field station in the world based on a metric that actually combines publication with annual visitation of students and researchers. And it's a tropical rainforest, very exuberant and very, very diverse. And we, as a course, uh, have an important emphasis in there in terms of like the biological and the epidemiology of a broad group of tropical diseases, pathogens, and vectors, because we are taking advantage of the ecosystem and the type of environment that we're having here to explore all those topics. So it will be lectures and field activities regarding mainly the biological aspect of the diseases, and also learning and put it into context with the social context basically that it's around this area, because it's not just only forest but also there's a lot of agricultural practices around, like pineapple, bananas. So we are using all those resources. Then if you see in the middle of the map, we have San Jose, which is the capital city of the country. And there we have the program working with Spanish basically. So in San Jose, you will be doing your homestaying experience in the Costa Rica Language Academy. Will be 3 weeks full of Spanish learning and a lot of cultural immersion, because you won't be just going to Spanish, but also in the afternoon having the chance to do cooking lessons, dancing lessons, and things like that. You will be visiting museums with your CRLA professor, so you will be really kind of immersed in the Costa Rica or Tico culture, as we wanted to be called, Ticos. So it's a great opportunity. And besides that, you will be staying in your homestaying. So in Costa Rican's family, so it's an extra a plus basically for the opportunity in there. Not only learning from culture, but also learning Spanish with your host family. And finally, in the South Pacific slope of Costa Rica, there is La Selva Biological Station, and it's a pre-montane wet forest. There is a botanical garden in there, and we hold there the richest plant collection in Central America, more than 7,000 species. And having that resource in there, we take advantage of it by implementing more of our ethnobiology component of the semester, because not only the plants that are in there, but also we are surrounded by different indigenous groups in there. So we're visiting them, learning from them. So basically we will focus on the relation between different human cultures and the environment, learning how to approach other cultures and conduct culturally sensitive research in different cultural settings, and the links between tropical diseases and traditional medicine. So that's mainly how we kind of divide the course throughout the semester. Plus, going to this beautiful station, we also visit, as I said before, the indigenous territories, and we also go to Panama. So in Panama, we're also having a good experience in rural communities and also with indigenous communities in there. So I want to move to the next slide so you guys can actually see pictures of different activities that we are doing in general. What do we usually do in a regular day of the course? It depends, but yes, we do have lectures because you guys need to get your basic knowledge in order to understand what you guys will see in the field. We have a lot of field trips because we have lectures in the morning, and then we go out in a field trip in order to try to put in context what we saw at the classroom. So besides that, here in mainly all our station, we have a lot of good facilities, internet access, libraries, labs. So we take advantage of it, and we take you guys through an experience that it's not only be inside of the forest, but also be in a lab in the middle of the forest, which is great. Right now, we have students that are preparing their proposals for the final for the final research, and some of them will actually do PCR of leishmaniasis, which is a tropical disease. Here in the middle of the jungle, we have a really good lab where they can run PCR without a problem. So they are super excited about that opportunity that is not everywhere, right? So at the bottom, you guys can see also part of the experience that we have with the indigenous communities. We have a really hands-on doing experience throughout the program. And I'm going to move to the next slide where I'm showing you guys more pictures of this program and really hands-on activities. We do have research, small research project and longer research project where the students get involved not only in vector and diseases, but also combining all the tropical disease aspect with the ethnobiology. So basically, we are putting those two topics together and come out with really, really good project ideas that the students has been developed through this semester, and they are currently now writing their proposal for their future research projects. So as I said before, we go, as you guys can see in the picture, we go to pineapple plantation, we go to ethnobotany tour with locals, we do collect larvae and then larvae from mosquitoes and then analyze them in the lab. So we are not just learning about dengue or Zika or chikungunya in the lab, but also we actually go in the field and get larvae and mosquitoes and capture them and kind of try to analyze them and see the abundance of those population and things like that. So we're kind of combining things. And also there is a picture in there that you guys can see, like kind of like yellow and orange kind of thing. Well, that's cotton. That's an experience that we do with indigenous community. It's just an example, but we learn how to actually use natural plant components in order to do dyes. So yes, that's an example. At the very bottom, you see a picture. This is the current group that is now at La Selva, and we're all drinking a refreshing coconut. So it's not only just being out and kind of learning things and memorizing things, but also at the same time having fun and having a great experience. Because basically, this is what OTS does. It's not only provide you credit or great knowledge, but also it's providing you guys with a life experience, and not only a life experience for yourself, but also for your families, because you will transmit that knowledge to your friends and you will develop friendship in here. You will develop academic connections because we have a professor from different parts of the world that are coming into here, and we had cool stories that I can be here telling you many things throughout the night about students getting back to their professors or working together or later coming out with a publication all together. So it is a really good place to start your future career, definitely. And yes, I love this program. And I know if any of you is actually interested in coming, you guys will love it too, as the students that we have now are actually loving the program as well. So um, that's more or less what I had to present you guys. Very, very quick, but I'll be more than happy to have questions for you now or later on. So here I am for you. Any question, I'll be more than happy to help you.
Great, great. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, we'll now open it up to the students that want to ask questions. Again, if you do have a question, you're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on the More menu, and click Raise Your Flag. In the meantime, while students are thinking of questions to ask, do want to remind everybody that the deadline for this fall's program is coming up. It's April 1st, so you're looking at little over 3 weeks to go until that deadline. So do want to make sure that you apply as quickly as possible, as soon as possible. We will accept students as students finish their application. So if you wait to the last minute, the program may be full. So we definitely recommend applying sooner rather than later. There is a Spanish requirement for this program. We do want you to have one semester of college level Spanish, as well as one semester of college level biology or related coursework. So, um, looks like no students are could muster up the courage to ask a question. So I guess I'll ask a question, Jessica. That
Okay.
since you've been in the program about 7 years, what would you say is your favorite part or your favorite aspect of the program since you've been involved with it for so long?
That's a really hard question to answer. I'm in love with this program, so, but definitely my favorite part is the last part of the semester when we are actually doing the final research project with students. They have the individual research project, so they will be out in the field like for almost like 2 weeks collecting data and then coming and analyzing the data and working throughout the night. But that's my favorite part because in spite of his hard work all day long, hard working day, uh, the students really learn and really enjoy that aspect of doing research, and they kind of put together all what they have learned through the semester, and they put all their tools and their skills, so it's like rewarding for us, and I know it's rewarding for them to come out at the end with a really nice project. And especially the projects that we usually develop are linked and are offering an outreach to the community. So they are not just doing research and getting papers done and learning how to do a research, but also they are giving back to the community and see the people from the community coming into the station to see what the student has been done for the last 2 weeks. It's so nice, and the students get the chance also to interact more with the community and to practice again Spanish because they are always immersed in this Spanish environment as well. In spite of the lectures are in English and the program is in English, they always have the chance to talk in Spanish. But definitely my favorite part is when they are doing their final research experience.
Nice, great. No, I think I've heard that before. So it's definitely it seems to be one of the favorite aspects of the program. Um, well, you may have already answered it, but what would you say is the most challenging thing about the program, whether it be academic or whether it just be students coming and being in a foreign country for a couple months? What would you say is the most challenging obstacle that students find when they go there?
Okay, yeah, that's an important question to ask because basically the students will be here 15 weeks and they will be sharing mostly all their time with other students. So be like in a close kind of environment in terms of like we're all together all day long, basically, like going to lectures together, having dinner and breakfast together. So yeah, sometimes that's a hard part. It could be challenging to some students depending on their personalities, but yeah, I think the aspect of being also in a foreign country, it's important to highlight because it will definitely take you out of your comfort zone. So sometimes going into the community or going into an indigenous community where you are not super familiar with the culture, it will take you definitely out of your comfort zone. So that's a challenge, definitely. But we are here for supporting them, for supporting the students, and we have a lot of experience working with the communities and working with indigenous communities also. So we will provide them with as much tools as we could so the experience for them would be as enjoyable as possible. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think that's an important thing to bring up because when you go to a new country and if you're going to a a unique situation like this where you're having day to day 24/7 contact with the same group of people and you're in a stressful environment where it's hot or it's rainy or it's humid, sometimes things can eat away at you more so than if you are in your normal learning environment. So I think it's important that students come with an open mind, and with a lot of patience, and understand that it's absolutely normal to be stressed out at times because you're in a new environment, a new place. But just know that we have faculty and staff there to support you. That if you do have issues, that we're more than willing to do everything that we can to make this as enjoyable of an experience, but as well as a challenging experience as possible. So,
Yeah, exactly. Hmm.
okay, well, it looks like everyone's got cold feet tonight. Not a problem, since we have hit about our time limit here. But I do want to say thank you again to Jessica for joining us, and thank you to all the students who have logged on. Um, if for whatever reason you forget part of something that Jessica said, you can email us there at the email on your screen, as well as we will be putting this video up on the website on the webinar Trop Talks page, so you can access the talk at a later date.
Thank
So
you.
thank you, Jessica. Everyone have a great evening.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.